One of my best friends calls me the laziest person he knows, and that's exactly why I'm able to manifest $30,000 every month and why I was able to manifest a net worth of more than $600,000. Yes, I meditate with Joe Dispenza's meditations every day, but I also do a lot of other things. I go to the gym, I take long walks, I do yoga, I play pool with friends, I enjoy my life in wonderful restaurants, eating delicious food, all while more and more money is flowing to me. And that's why in today's video I reveal the 5 lazy money manifesting principles that allow you to easily attract more money by working less than ever before, why reaching the frequency of abundance is like having a fixed term deposit account, and how this fact can minimize the action you have to take in order to become rich, and what you must become immune against if you ever want to draw large sums of money to you without lifting a finger. The less I work, the more money I make. This is not just a nice belief to have. This is my reality, and I can prove it to you. Because in the year 2020, when I had my spiritual awakening, which then led to me discovering the art of manifesting and also discovering Joe Dispenza's teachings and Joe Dispenza's meditations, I not only tried to heal a health issue where every doctor told me that it's impossible to heal, which I eventually healed. No, I also tried to manifest more abundance, because back then I was working 10 to 12 hours every day. I was watching all these YouTube videos of financial gurus and motivational coaches saying hustle more, work more, do more. And I was destroying myself. I was barely making $1,000 a month, all while working myself right onto the operating table in the hospital, while the universe just did this. What are you doing to yourself? Oh God. Then something interesting happened. The more I synchronized my energy to abundance, the more I generated abundance with Joe Dispenza's meditations, the more money was flowing to me, all while working less. And once I had reached a monthly income of $10,000 a month, I was working around 6 hours a day. Then when I was making $20,000 a month, I was working around 5 hours a day. And now that I'm making $30,000 every month, I'm working around 4 hours a day. How is this possible? Making more money while working less is only possible when you step into the unknown. All the ideas, all the signs, all the mental nudges that lead you to your desired income are floating in the unknown, ready to flow to you. In fact, in his book Becoming Supernatural, Joe Dispenza encourages us to step into the unknown, and he says that he and his team have seen everything from new jobs, new businesses, winning the lottery, unexpected money. And I can say the same. By going to affirmationtomanifestation.com/abundance or by clicking on the first link in the description, you can find out more about my 8-week one-on-one coaching program. And on this page, you can watch countless video testimonials from my clients who have manifested all kinds of amazing opportunities. And I've also seen everything from new job opportunities, new businesses, existing businesses doubling, tripling in income, unexpected money out of nowhere, ideas that were not even in their realities. And this is something that you can experience as well if you embrace lazy money manifesting principle number 1. The quality of your synchronicities is directly correlated with the intensity with which you reach the frequency of abundance. Here's the truth that most people will never discover in this lifetime. It's not hard work that leads to financial success. It's doing the right thing at the right time. It's meeting the right person in the right moment. It's receiving the right mental nudge in the exact right moment. These are all things that the universe provides you with when you reach the frequency of abundance. So yes, the amount of money you are able to manifest depends on how intensely you reach the frequency of abundance. And you can reach the frequency of abundance incredibly intensely if you are lazy. In fact, it's kind of a requirement. And here's why. Let's have a look at two people who couldn't be more different, Bernhard and Sebastian. Bernhard is working all day long. He's working 10 to 12 hours every day. Sometimes he does an all-nighter, and he's always busy. He's always stressed. He's always in a hurry. And his friends congratulate him on his amazing work ethic. Then there's Sebastian. He likes to do some work every day, but he also fully enjoys his life. He goes on walks, he goes to the gym, he watches FUBAR with an actor who sounds kind of like him, and then he spends 3 hours every day closing his eyes and smiling like an idiot while he's visualizing his dream future. Now, why does Sebastian make so much more money than Bernhard? Because Bernhard is constantly stressed. His cortisol level is elevated. He's in a hurry. And what do you signal to the universe when you are stressed? When you're in a hurry? You signal, universe, I'm not abundant. I mean, if I was abundant, I would simply relax and chill out because I have so much money. What does Sebastian signal to the universe? I have all the money in the world. I'm just so relaxed all the time. Things are just flowing and it's easy, and yup, more abundance can come to me. And what is the direct result in regards to frequency? Bernhard, because he's stressed and because he's working all the time, he sends the signal for abundance out into the field just a little bit. And yes, he receives some ideas. Yes, he receives some mental nudges, but because he doesn't reach the frequency of abundance most of the time, he just gets some $5 ideas. And these $5 ideas, they have to add up in order for him to pay rent. So the universe sends him one $5 idea after another, and these $5 ideas then add up for his rent, his food, and all his expenses while he's completely stressed out. Now let's have a look at Sebastian. Sebastian meditates, visualizes, is relaxed, and then right before he goes to bed, he has an idea, but it's not a $5 idea. It's a $100,000 idea. He smiles, writes it down, closes his eyes, goes to sleep, and the next day he starts implementing this $100,000 idea. But because it's just one idea and it's a few simple action steps, it's actually fairly easy to implement it. But if you don't do what I'm about to share with you now, nothing will change in your life and in your bank account. And yes, I love to tune into new potentials. I love to synchronize my energy to abundance. I even love to bless my energy centers with Joe Dispenza's meditations. Otherwise, I would have not been on 3-week-long advanced retreats. But I refuse. I absolutely refuse to think in extremes. And that's unfortunately how most manifestors think, at least at the beginning of their journey. They tried everything in the past, working really hard, trying to change their life matter to matter. And as a result, they then come to the conclusion, hard work just doesn't pay off. And that's the same conclusion that I came to when I worked myself into the hospital while working 10 to 12 hours every day and making barely $1,000 a month. And then they shift to the other extreme. And that's to say, okay, I'm manifesting now. From now on, I will just be manifesting and I won't do anything. I won't do anything anymore. I just let it flow to me. So now let me ask you this. What if the universe sends you all the signs, countless ideas, impulses, mental nudges for you to get rich, but you do absolutely nothing? What does the universe tell you then? There you went a little bit in the other extreme, huh? Here's the truth. Successful manifesting happens when effort in the spiritual realm and effort in the physical realm are in perfect harmony. So remember that taking action is not the enemy of manifesting. It can be a byproduct of it. So here's how you don't manifest your dream life. You do Joe Dispenza's meditations every day, and then you get the mental nudge to text a client who once worked with you. You download an idea for a new product you could create. You receive the impulse to check out a specific investment idea. And then you end up doing nothing. You don't create the product, you don't text the client, you don't look up the investment idea. And by doing that, you are like the man who is trapped on the roof of his house during a flood. He asks God for help, and then a boat comes along. The guy in the boat wants to rescue him, but he says, "No, thank you. I'm waiting for God to save me." So please don't allow yourself to drown in debt when the universe provides you with the perfect idea for more abundance directly on a silver platter, and you just have to take a little bit of action. And now you might be saying, yeah, but Sebastian, does that mean I now have to work really hard and I can't be lazy anymore? Remember, it's not about working hard. It's not about struggling. It's not about sacrificing. It's about taking a little bit of action in the right moments. And this leads us to lazy money manifesting principle number 2. Small actions in the physical realm can have a big impact on your bank account statement. And again, please don't think in these extremes. Just because a little bit of action in the right moment might be required, doesn't mean that you have to work insanely hard. Let's have a look at some practical examples. Let's say you want to start a YouTube channel, and there are a lot of YouTubers out there who work for years before they actually get 1,000 subscribers. But now that you're manifesting, you get the idea for a video that allows you to get 1,000 subscribers in just 3 weeks. Or let's have a look at another example. Let's say you want to change your job and you want to apply to new jobs. Then somebody who is not manifesting might be sending out 200 job applications and they get rejected every single time. But you, now that you're manifesting, now that you're meditating with Joe Dispenza's meditations, you are getting a mental nudge in a meditation to change one sentence in your cover letter. And you change this sentence, then you apply for jobs, not 200, but maybe 2 or 3, and there is your new job. Now, what if you want to double the revenue of your existing business? And this happened to so many of my clients who worked with me in my 8-week one-on-one coaching program, the Abundance Reality Shift coaching program. I've experienced this so many times. And that's that before they started working with me, they tried everything they could to get new ideas for products, new ideas for sales funnels, new ideas for sales letters, for emails. And nothing was really working. But then they started doing the work and they were consistent with it, and suddenly they got the idea for the new product, and implementing it was easy peasy. Suddenly they knew exactly what sentence to change on their website, and this then led to more conversions. That's the power of manifesting. When I went to my first Joe Dispenza week-long advanced retreat, I felt completely overwhelmed. And no, not because of a mystical experience where I had a conversation with my twin brother who passed away at birth, even though that was of course a very emotional moment, and also not because of Joe Dispenza, who was constantly with big passion screaming, "Feel it in your heart and your brain." The reason why I felt so overwhelmed is pretty simple. I had to take 7 days off of work, and back then I believed that 7 days of work in the physical realm are so much more powerful than 7 days of work, or let's say 7 days of reaching the frequency of abundance. It shouldn't really be work in the spiritual realm. But the truth is, of course, the opposite is the case. In his book, Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself, Joe Dispenza describes how prolonged states of high beta brainwaves can lead to anxiety and all kinds of other negative emotions. And in his book, Becoming Supernatural, he describes that a mood is a chemical state of being that is the result of a prolonged negative emotional state. And the key word here is prolonged. The key to manifesting more money is not to work 1 hour more a day, but it might be to do another 1 hour Joe Dispenza meditation a day. And this leads us to lazy money manifesting principle number 3. The longer you stay in the frequency of abundance, the more opportunities to generate abundance flow to you. I didn't say the harder you work. I said the longer you sit on the couch, close your eyes and visualize. It doesn't get any lazier than that. In fact, I want you, or let's better say I invite you, it's of course totally up to you if you do it, but I invite you to change the belief, the harder I work, the more money I make, into the more I meditate, the more money I make. Because always remember, your beliefs shape your reality. And that's why in week number 1 of my 8-week one-on-one coaching program, the Abundance Reality Shift Coaching Program, we're going to dive deep into all your limiting beliefs about money. And yes, also the ones that right now in this moment, you are not even consciously aware of. They are hidden in your subconscious mind, and we must bring them to the surface so that you can let go of all your money blocks before we then transform these limiting beliefs into empowering beliefs. And that's why I want you to remember this. Every second you spend in the frequency of abundance is an opportunity for another sign, synchronicity, and money-generating idea to find you. Every moment you see your abundant future when you close your eyes is an opportunity to experience another miracle with your eyes open. Don't hesitate, meditate. Of course, you don't want to meditate 12 hours every day and ignore your family. I mean, Joe Dispenza at one of the advanced retreats I went to, he actually said that he doesn't want us to meditate all day long and then to forget feeding our children. So it's all about balance. And yet I cannot deny that the longer I stay in the frequency of abundance, the more money I manifest. There's one addiction that every stressed out, overworked and hustling person has in common. And no, I'm not talking about a coffee and energy drink addiction. I'm talking about a brain addiction. They are addicted to the thoughts that are jumping from the left side to the right side and from the right side of their brain to the left side of their brain. Kind of like this. Whee! Whee! Here's what happens to them. They are cut off from their intuition. They are cut off from guidance. They are cut off from the only organ in their body that creates and receives this intuition and guidance. At one of the week-long advanced retreats from Joe Dispenza that I attended, Joe Dispenza said the following words: "The brain thinks, but the heart knows." Which means no matter if you want to manifest love, health, abundance, you have to listen more to your heart and less to your brain. And this leads us directly to lazy money manifesting principle number 4. You think that your brain leads you to your desired financial reality, but your heart already knows how you'll get there. Your brain tries to predict the future, control outcomes, look for signs. In his book, Becoming Supernatural, Joe Dispenza shares with us that the only way for us to create new possibilities is to focus on the unknown. And in his book, You're the Placebo, he even describes that the unknown is our friend and that it's the place where we find the answers we are looking for. And your heart leads you to these answers. And that's why it's so important to activate your heart every day, to tune into it, to place your awareness on it, just like we practice it together in week number 4 of the Abundance Reality Shift Coaching Program, and to then also live in alignment with love energy, to speak to yourself in a loving way, to make decisions that are in alignment with love energy, and to then also stay open to the guidance that the universe can give you through your heart as a vessel. So relax into your heart, and manifesting money can be so effortless. In fact, I want to make it even more effortless for you. And that's why I made a vow to you and to the universe. And that's that I intend and manifest for my clients of my 8-week Abundance Reality Shift coaching program every day, because here's what Neville Goddard said: in you can forgive sin. That if I can turn to you, if you really believe that an imaginal act is fact, and if you could actually believe that I am now what I would like to be, and although at the moment I doubt and I am unfaithful, you can save me. You can click on the first link in the description to find out more. But only if you resist what I'm about to share with you now will the money that you desire flow to you in a way that does not require hard work, hustling, and sacrifice. So imagine for a moment that you're meeting old high school friends for a little get-together, and these high school friends don't know that you've already been manifesting for the last couple of months, and you were able to triple your income while slashing your working hours in half. And now one of your friends asks you this: "So, how is your business going?" You then reply, yeah, things are going great, it's going really well." But your friend wants to know more. That's why he now asks you this: "I hope you don't mind me asking, but how much are you making?" You then tell your friend exactly how much you're making, and your friend looks at you like this: "Oh my God, you must be working so hard." What will you reply to your friend? Will you be honest and tell the truth, or will you lie? And why would you lie? The way you answer to someone who assumes that you must be working really hard determines how much money you can manifest without working really hard. Because here's the kicker: our cultural and societal conditioning to appear as hardworking as possible has the power to sabotage our manifestation success, because the moment you feel ashamed of not working hard, you create resistance towards receiving abundance without having to work hard. Now let's have a look at another practical example. What if somebody calls you lazy? Let's assume somebody calls you lazy because you're only working 4 hours a day, and it happened to me multiple times. And when it happened in the beginning, my German conditioning was kicking in. How dare he say that I am lazy? I am a hard-working, productive German. I shall challenge him to a pretzel throwing contest. The uncomfortable and often overlooked truth is that the moment you feel ashamed of not working 8 hours a day, you create a reality for yourself where you cannot manifest the money that then leads to you manifesting the house you always dreamed of without working 8 or more hours every day. Always remember, we subconsciously reject what we are ashamed of, and we subconsciously attract what we are proud of. And this leads us directly to lazy money manifesting principle number 5. Only those who become immune against being called lazy can manifest large sums of money the lazy way. So yes, other people will challenge you with their limiting beliefs. But the moment you accept these limiting beliefs as your own, they have power over you to strangle you and to suffocate you. In fact, in his book You Are the Placebo, Joe Dispenza shares with us that beliefs are subconscious states of being. And in his book Becoming Supernatural, he reminds us that our beliefs create the limitations in our physical reality. I don't know about you, but I rather want to be a powerful manifester who lives a relaxed life and who enjoys financial freedom than a hard worker who struggles financially. Let me know in the comments below which option you prefer. And if you're ready to manifest a life full of abundance, full of opportunities, then I invite you to go to affirmationtomanifestation.com/abundance or to click on the first link in the description to find out more about my 8-week one-on-one coaching program, the Abundance Reality Shift Coaching Program. And I also invite you to find out more about my audio program, the 11 Days to Manifestation Mastery program, by clicking on the second link in the description or by going to affirmationtomanifestation.com/mastery. And there you can also have a look at all the amazing bonuses you get for free by investing in this very affordable program. One of these bonuses is my ultimate guided meditation and hypnosis vault that gives you access to more than 60 guided meditations and hypnosis files for manifesting money, manifesting love, and manifesting health. But what if you want to give up on Joe Dispenza's teachings and meditations because nothing in your life is changing? Then I invite you to watch this video next.